All right, let me check on the other stream as usual. Make sure we're good to go. Yep, I see the ad. Cool. So what's going on, everybody? We are here with Cardania's founder. So how's it going, man? I think the last time that you were on the podcast was over a year ago. It was March 21st. You are our first ever guest on the podcast. So welcome back.
Yeah, thank you so much, my friends. Yeah, it has. It's been a while. So I was your first ever guest, but you guys were one of my first podcasts for sure. I hadn't been doing a whole bunch of that. And thank you guys for having me back then when we didn't have anything. We were just kind of like a twinkle in my eye, and now we've got a whole bunch of development. So it's super exciting to kind of square that off.
Yeah, you've built a lot. You had a lot going on back then, and you have so much more going on even now. So we're definitely gonna jump into that. But Clean, how have you been, man? What's your week looked like, man? What have you been up to?
Dude, it's crazy. It started off like last weekend. My kid had a softball game, a softball tournament, right? Where it's guaranteed like 6 games, and I didn't get to go because obviously I'm working or whatever, which sucks. But dude, she ended up hitting a 3-run home run like out of the park, and then followed up with a grand slam.
What?
Out of the park. Yeah. And then later on, she hit a solo shot home run.
With so 3 home runs in a game?
3 home runs in a tournament. No,
in a tournament. Still.
But she was on fire. Like we read her stats or stuff like that, and she had like I don't know what her slugging percentage was, but she did not strike out a single time. Had nothing but straight hits. Was batting almost 1,000. So it was like, holy
crap.
Send
her straight to the league, baby. Let's
go.
Right,
that's what I'm saying. USA softball money, baby.
Proud father over there. That's my daughter.
It's true though. But the coolest thing about the technology is before, if you were a dad, you would just get updates from your wife or something like that. But now we have this Game Changer app where you can live stream the game. So I can watch the game as it's happening. Now I'm at work, so I can't afford to like put 100% of my concentration into it. But I mean, at least I can watch a little bit of it. Anytime she's up to bat, my crew would alarm me, be like, "Hey, your daughter's up to bat," and I would go to the.
And does she know that you're watching her?
What?
Does she know that you're watching her?
Yeah. I told her I'd watch every single one of her at bats and stuff. So I did that. That was cool. NFTs. It's kind of like a crazy time, as it has been, for this whole year. Shout out to everybody, Eric Gaither and Cardano Arc and Scottish King always, but he's catching up, and Willie Brave. Shout out to everybody who's here. I'm just excited kind of to see where everything goes. I feel like everybody's like kind of trying to position themselves for the next bull run, and then like, it's kind of interesting to see us come full circle here. Last time we were talking about gaming and Halo and all this other stuff the last time you were on, and I was big into like the terraforms or whatever and collecting the rad and resources and stuff, and that was really cool to see. It was also really cool to see you guys get with another gaming one, the Phoenix Arena, right? Connecting with them, and I've been a pretty big fan of theirs as well, as far as like what they're doing and stuff like that. Some of their sneak peeks have been pretty cool, but hats off to you. I contacted you last night. I said I still have an unopened pack.
Yeah, that's good. No, you're in good company. There's, I think, about only between 60 and 70% have been opened, but I think most of the rest are they're trying to hang on to them. Yeah. Though I make it very difficult because I try to incentivize them to open those up and use the cards and stuff. But that's a thing, and those are I think the floor on the unopened packs is very high. I think it's like 300. It's like 300 ADA or something, which is pretty cool. So
are they always going to be openable? Is that why people kind of want to save them to treat them like Pokemon cards?
Yeah, I mean that's the idea. I suppose if something horrible happened and our server infrastructure exploded, then you wouldn't be able to open them. That would not be good. But oh gosh, there's a fly. I got to be careful. I swallowed a bug on stream the other day, like live on Twitch, and it was just horrible. I was like, anyway.
So now you're keeping up with marble races, is that correct or no?
Yeah, we're still doing it. It's still every Friday night at 8 p.m. I took like a 2-week break, and everyone thought the project was dying. Everyone thought we were rugging, and everyone was pissed off. And so I was like, okay, we're gonna don't worry, we'll keep
Come
marking.
back.
I told because we have Aeonium Sky makes marbles for us. These one of ones, these really like incredible art. And I was like, Aeonium, dude, I was like, we're going to start season 2. I'm like, you're not obligated by any means to keep, you're not enslaved to keep making marbles. I was like, but we're going to do it. And he was like, yeah, it's cool. This is a lot of fun. So he keeps us, well supplied with, the one of one marbles. We just did marble 70. So we've done, you can count those by weeks. So we've done at least 70 full weeks of marble races, and there's usually at least 200 people, or so, kind of come in and out of races every Friday night. And we're a Twitch affiliate now, so we're like
Hey.
legit and stuff. So that's kind of
So we can sub.
Let's go.
Yeah, that's right. You can sub.
I'm telling you right now, 100%.
Yeah.
You're getting one of my subs. I'm just gonna reallocate one of them because I don't really watch Twitch anymore. I used to
Thank
a
you.
lot back in the day, but I'll make sure to move that over today. I mean, I can do that today.
Sweet. Thank you so much. Yeah, we actually do. We've got 60 subs now, and that makes us, it's not like as far as like a business goes relative to like the NFT space, it's not a ton of money, but it's becoming like a little revenue stream on the side, which is kind of nice. And who doesn't like getting paid to race marbles and be silly and stuff? So,
I still haven't won though.
It's tough, man. It's tough. I haven't won a marble either.
Have you entered every 7 or all 70 weeks?
Have I?
Yeah.
No, because see, at work in the pizza game, dude, Friday is hectic.
Mm-hmm.
I do not have time, and I'm always there from like 1 until 1. So I work a 12-hour shift, right? And so like I'm sitting there and I'm like, I can't tune into anything. I'm constantly slinging out pies and stuff. And
Busy
so
guy.
it's just it gets kind of crazy.
Flipping the dough.
The Europeans keep I keep lying to these Europeans. I keep telling them that Monday, I keep saying Monday at 11 a.m. I'm going to start a new Pacific. I'm going to start a new marble race for like the Europeans. I've said I was going to do it for the last 2 weeks in a row, and I have not done it. They're going to be so mad at me. But I'm going to have a second. I'm going to have a second marble race set up soon, very soon. I apologize, Euros.
You said you did win a marble, Chris, but you gave it to the next person.
That's right. Yeah, I can't win a marble. I did buy one though. I bought one on the secondary from someone who had it on sale.
Yeah, which those are not cheap.
I know. No. The
Let
floor
it
on
be
those, it's like at least 1,000, I think.
Right.
Yeah.
It's
but
they're awesome. Like anything Aeonium Sky touches is awesome.
He's the great. I think he's one of the greatest artists of our time, and I don't say that lightly. I think he's the best artist on Cardano. Maybe in general blockchain. I mean, he has a very specific style, which is not necessarily appealing to everybody, but his level of detail and like his craft and stuff is it's unmatched, man. I love it. I've still got my block 1, so I'm excited.
Oh wow,
about that.
Nice.
Yeah,
that's a grail. Like people are
a grail.
Yeah, I shot my shot with him one time because I was debating on doing like a season 2 of the Atlanick Ocean NFTs where I give out whitelist spots and such because I wanted to like branch it out, and then we entered into a bear market, so I didn't want to like do that. But I shot my shot. I asked him, I was like, hey, if I'm gonna do this, I want the art to be the best art ever, and I think you're the only person that comes to my mind, or one of the only people. Cosmo is another one. But I was like, would you be willing to do this? And he's like, I'm sorry, man, I'm really busy. And I was like, it's all good. I expected kind of a no because I view you as like this upper echelon person. So like I just kind of expected a no, but like I had to shoot my shot. So
yeah, you got it.
Flattered,
he is. I think he's like our Beeple in some ways. Very different personality, very low key by comparison, but and nobody knows who he is. He's still very anonymous. So
yeah,
that's sort of very interesting. It's
kind of crazy because we invited him onto the podcast, and he was like, I would love to. You should invite me on another day, but for right now, like I'm just trying to keep it real low key. I said, hey, if you're going to CNFT Con, I know that you were expecting to go. Let me buy you a couple beers or whatever, and we can like hang out for a minute. And then they were like, no, I'm not going to go to the con or whatever. I've just decided to kind of stay sheltered, you know.
Yeah.
And so they're staying anonymous. So it's like,
I
well,
did see he went to NFT NYC though.
right.
And there was like a picture he took, and there was at least one guy who was looking at him when he took that picture. And I'm like, that guy knows who it is if he can search his memory banks. But, you know, I prefer like Spider-Man. We gotta keep his identity secret if anyone does know.
Yeah.
So before we jump too much in, and how we're kind of going to do this, I think, is you're going to share your screen and kind of walk us through the Nexus and how the NFTs work and balance off of each other and stuff like that. But for somebody who maybe doesn't know Cardania, or it's been a really long time and just needs their memory jogged, what's a way that you would explain Cardania to a newcomer?
Okay. Cardania is primarily a gaming project, a Web3 game project that utilizes NFTs to create sort of an interoperable series of games, of which we have one live currently, in sort of like an interesting way, a way that makes sense. We've got lands, we've got cards, we've got starships, we've got citizens, which are kind of like our PFPs, and we've got some other stuff as well. But those are the kind of the primary collections, and there will be more in the future. The idea is to sort of give ownership of, like, make this world and give ownership of it to the people that are actually playing it. Through different mechanisms, a lot of giveaways, a lot of sales too. You know, we got to make money. But basically they all tie together in sort of interesting gamified ways. And we've also kind of been at sort of the cutting edge of the tech as well. We've got dynamic NFTs. We were one of the first ones to do that. We've got one of the first live games on Cardano with a pretty active user base. We've got about 500 regular users on like a daily basis. So that's pretty rad. And our native token is the RAD token. If you're interested in that, you can go purchase it on a DEX if you want, but you can also earn it through our stake pool Summon, SUMN. The summoning pool is like our stake pool on Cardano, and it also we've built a lot of functions with our NFTs that kind of interact with the stake pool, which is kind of an interesting thing. In some ways, Cardania is a bit like, it's almost like an art project, because that's actually how it started. It was just me doing art on the chain. So a lot of things I'm just interested in stylistically nesting within Cardano. So you'll see a lot of things like that. Like our map shifts every epic. Epic Wars is kind of like, it all kind of revolves around this epic based. It's a turn-based game, basically. Which, again, is a lot of this stuff is sort of first of its kind. The way we've done the map is also kind of the first of its kind. It's a dynamic map, so you get different neighbors every epic. So yeah, that's kind of Cardania in a nutshell. And then our main community event is, of course, Friday Night Marbles. It's a marble racing game on Twitch, and we also do every Wednesday at 2 p.m. You can join us for Space Magic, which is more of just kind of like a little bit of a podcast type thing where we just go on kind of an internet adventure and learn about the latest tech and crypto and AI stuff together.
Nice. So how do you want to structure kind of everything that you've been working on and showing the Nexus? What do you think we should cover first?
Well, let's go to the Nexus first, and I think we'll start walking through, because there is a lot. And we'll start with, just delegating the summon and what that means. And then we'll hit the lands, and we'll hit, how all the different NFTs kind of tie together. I think that makes sense. We'll show you guys maybe a little bit of combat. I'm not sure what I have in this wallet I've got connected, but I'm sure I've got something in there. So,
gotcha. Do you know how to connect your screen and all that?
Let's see. I suspect I can figure it out here. Give me just a moment.
Yeah, no problem.
Let's see. Present. Slides. How share screen. Okay, this is going to share my whole monitor.
You can do that, or you can decide to do individual windows.
Oh, can I do a window? That'd be ideal.
Do you see the window tab?
I just see. Hang on. Present share screen. I'm just going to go share screen. Here we go. Choose what to share. Nexus. Boom. Okay. Let me know if you guys see that. All right.
Yes.
Okay. So this is when you log in to nexus.cardania.com. This is what you'll see. You can connect to the Nexus with Eternal, Nami, Typhon, or Flint. Currently, we are going to add support for Lace and other stuff coming up in the near future as well. But basically, this is a web-based Web3 hub is the best way to think about this. So you connect with your Web3 wallet. Everyone has a profile. Up here, you can edit your profile. You can figure out if you want to align with one of the factions. There are 7 main factions of Cardania: the Technomages, the Solar Barbarians, the Imperators, the Custodians, the Fungus, the Spacers, and the Void Priests. You can also just stay neutral. That is also a choice that you can make. If you have PFPs in your wallet, we have allowed people to unlock more than 80 different profile pictures on Cardano here in your profile. So you can, it looks like I don't have any in this whatever wallet I'm connected to here, but there's a whole bunch of them. There's Clays, there's Ape Societies, there's Coco Locos, we added Zetaku Dragons today. Of course, all our buddies at Phoenix Arena. And then, of course, Citizens. If you have any Citizens, those are free. You don't need to pay to unlock those, but everyone else is 10 ADA to unlock it. And if that project has a native token, like Apes Have Society, you can use the 10 ADA equivalent of their native token to unlock that. Just like, just giving everybody a little bit more utility.
When they do that with the token, does it immediately sell the tokens for ADA and then transfer the ADA to you, or how does it work?
It just goes into our, like the Nexus itself has a wallet. So that society just kind of comes and sits in our wallet. I could sell it, I suppose, if I wanted to, but it's just kind of hanging out there.
Gotcha.
Yeah. So that's sort of the profile. This is also getting a major overhaul this week. We're adding an experience and leveling system to everything. So basically, starting next week, everything you do on the Nexus is going to give you a little bit of XP, a little bit of levels, unlocks. You'll be able to also add different bonuses like attack, defense, harvesting bonuses to your individual PFPs, which would be kind of interesting and neat. So I think that's everything about the profile there, and that's just the start. So we'll go back here to the front page. This current faction alignment, what you can see here, this is the number of people who are currently aligned with each faction. So you can see the Spacers have the most. There's 105 wallets that have declared for the Spacers, and then the Imperators have the smallest amount, 29. We are implementing sort of a faction balancing mechanism coming out soon, but that's just kind of a good way to see how many people are actively engaged with the system. You can delegate with summon. I of course recommend doing that, and there's a little button for it too. If you're not delegated, you'll see it in the top right. And then let's go to, before we harvest resources, I want to show the other stuff because harvesting resources should be the last thing you do on any given epic. It is a little bit turn-based. You want to assign troops, you want to manage your cards and make attacks before you harvest resources on any epic. If you harvest your resources first, then that will forfeit your attacks for that turn. So keep that in mind.
Gotcha.
Let's see here. We'll go... Oh gosh, should we do cards first or should we hit the Terraform map first? What do you guys think?
The Terraforms came out first, right?
Technically the card packs actually started coming out first.
All right, let's go with the cards.
Okay, yeah. So card packs, again, I don't know if I have any. Yeah, I don't have any in this wallet. Hang on, let me log out. Let me go to a different one here. Let me see. There we go. This one has I think something in it. Let's see. So you can actually, I have a bunch of packs here. I mean, we could open one live. I don't know how much time we got. It usually takes like 5 minutes or so.
I want that wallet.
Yeah,
I just want that wallet right there with all the cards in there.
This is what's really fun is that you can actually open your packs right here on the Nexus, and it's a pretty cool little experience. You know what? Sure. You know what? Here, we'll go through the rest of the Nexus. I'll do the whole thing, and then if we have time, we'll open a pack at the back end.
Yeah, I just want to tell you too, we normally go for about 2 hours. You don't have to stay the full time if you have to go, but we have plenty of time if you do.
Cool, outstanding. So these are all the first edition packs that you can get. Each of these are available in JPEG Store. I find the easiest way to search for them is just to search JPEG Store for unopened packs. You can also search by each of them has a title. And if you're confused at all, there are buy now links here that will take you directly to JPEG Store to go find those. our primary sale for each of these packs was done last year. Each pack has 1,000 packs out there. So the total Enter the Ultraverse first edition card set, if everybody were to open all the packs, would be 49,000 individual NFT cards. Right now, there's about 30,000 or so that are out there. About 60% to 70% of people have opened their packs so far. And everyone else has just been kind of holding them or selling them on the secondary, which is interesting. That's like a mouthful right there. But yeah, we built all of the redemption architecture here. This is all unique architecture for opening these packs. And when we sold them, we did say everyone would get 6 NFT cards. We actually upped that to 7. So you get 3 of 2 factions. Each pack has 2 factions in it. And then you also get a neutral card. So if you look down here, like the sheriff right here, is a neutral card. You can tell those because they're gray. So you can see like this Technocracy pack. This was one of my past redemptions. There's 3 Technomage cards and 3 Imperator cards, as well as 1 neutral. But we'll come back to that. I'll go to the managed cards next. Do you guys have any questions about this piece? I know this is a lot.
So if I'm in, let's say I'm Fungi all the way, okay, because I'm a fun guy. All right. Do I primarily want to buy the Fungi packs? Let's say.
Yeah, I think so. So we have another game in development which is called Enter the Ultraverse, and I think if you're trying to optimize for that sort of Magic the Gathering style game, you may want to do that because there's a lot of synergies in the effects of those cards. Like we've already developed sort of Enter the Ultraverse as a full design, and it's just in development right now. So yeah, there's a lot of synergies to doing that if you want to play that game. If you're just interested in Epic Wars, there's currently there's not really any synergy between the different cards in terms of the factions. Not saying there won't be, we just haven't drilled down to that level of detail yet. Currently, it's just creature cards that you can use to attack and defend with. So if you are optimizing for Epic Wars right now, I would recommend looking for creature cards primarily, which you can note in, let's see, we've got a spreadsheet that is public, and we've also got, if you just go to JPEG Store and you look at the cards themselves, you'll see if it says spell, then that's not a creature card. But most of the other ones, you'll see it's like a human laborer or a mech priest or something like that. Those are creature cards. And an easy way to tell, actually, if you click on, this is a great segue. If you click on Manage Cards here and you go to First Edition, you can see what the entire First Edition includes, whether they're in your collection or not. So you can kind of, you can see what's in your collection here or what's not. Like this one, I don't have too many cards in this wallet here. But let's say, we'll click that off, and then we can go check out each individual card with its stats. The top left number on each card is what the cost of that will be in Enter the Ultraverse. That number is not relevant to Epic Wars at this time. What is relevant to Epic Wars are the bottom 2 numbers. The bottom right is the health, and the bottom left is the attack. So basically your defense stat and your attack stat. And yeah, so this is, you can actually look through the entire First Edition here. You can sort by artist if you want. You could sort by rarity. Like, let's see, these are the ultra cards here, which are sort of the most rare cards in each faction. You could also, if you're inclined towards, let's say you're a fungi, you can just search by fungus and check out every single card in the First Edition there. Oh my gosh, sorry, this bug is attacking me. Get out of here. What's he doing?
He's been attacking you before we even started.
I know. It's his little gnats.
Feeling bearish on the gnats. Is that what we're doing? Yeah.
Terrible. They've had it out for me. Swallowed one last week. But that's sort of the Manage Cards screen there, and then you can also click on the My Cards button here. And I suppose I feel like I'm talking a mile a minute here. However, what we've also implemented is another really cool and unique feature here is that you can actually level these cards up. You can level up to 10 cards at a time. There is an each level is a little time gated, so you have to wait until it's ready. But once it is ready, you just spend a little bit of rad, and then as they get higher level, you will also be required to spend a little bit of resources, and you can level these up. And the reason why you would want to do so right now is that in Epic Wars, every 10 levels, each card gains a +1 attack, +1 defense. And you can do that a whole bunch of times. You can do that a whole bunch of times, as much as you want on any given Epic. Typically, as you get a little bit higher, it takes a little bit longer to level those up. We kind of wanted to make it, it'll take the better part of that, a year to 2 years to level up fully any given cards. I think right now we've got our highest level card is at 62, I believe. Hang on, I'm just signing this transaction real quick.
No, you're good. I just want to say quickly.
That's still really impressive. So with the rad that you spend, does that go back into the treasury, or how does that work? Do you burn it? Or how?
So right now it's just going back into the Nexus wallet. I've been considering some sort of like auto deflationary mechanisms because people have been asking about it. But it takes it out of sort of the circulating supply, and then we're just kind of sitting on it right now. Whether or not we decide to burn it or just put it back out into rewards, I haven't really decided yet. I'm kind of leaning towards just putting it back out into rewards over time, but mostly the major thing that I'm thinking with that is just getting it back out from the circulating supply, because that's important. So it's a good sync. It makes every so, and kind of the up higher level thing here is that every single Enter the Ultraverse card is a sync for rad, and they're dynamic NFTs. Though there aren't SIP68, we actually minted these as dynamic NFTs before the SIP68 standard was out, but it still works, just the same. So, anywho, I'm gonna take a little break from monologuing. Good God, and then we'll continue our tour in just a second.
No, I love it. I love it. So the idea is to, before you do your battles or whatever, right? Level them up as much as you can within that epic. Do your attack. Do everything you need to do, then harvest the resources for that epic.
That sounds like that's a wise order of operations. Yes.
Okay.
And we'll go to the map, and I'll show you guys how to actually assign your troops and kind of make attacks in just a second.
This is cool. One thing I really like, Nick. I don't know how you feel. I think this is cool. It would literally soak up all of my time. There goes Nick. It's just me and you.
Well, I'm trying not to soak up too much time. What I want for Epic Wars and the Nexus is I do want people to log in like once an epic. I would love it if they do that. Maybe spend 30 minutes to an hour, leveling stuff up, making attacks and doing their thing. And then that's it. It's like an event-based thing, and then they can go about their lives. Because, that's the thing with video games is that a lot of them are very time intensive. And that can be a lot of fun. But I know for a lot of people like me, it's like, man, I can only devote so much time to a game, right? So
hey, give me just 1 second. Let me make sure that we're still going live.
We're having technical difficulties.
Well, Nick is. Let me see. Sorry. Stupid ads. Come on, Nick. You're just gonna add me right off the bat, bro? No, I'm just kidding. He doesn't control that shit. So
Crawfish says you're live.
We're live. We're live. So this is cool.
Okay.
All right.
All
so
good.
we're good. So anyway, so what are we looking at here? So we're looking at level info.
Yes. So this is this will show you basically the total cost of leveling cards all the way up to 100.
Oh, nice.
Obviously, once you get up there, it starts getting quite costly, and it takes a lot of time as well.
Is there any copper? Because I have copper.
There's a ton of copper, especially in the early levels. There's a lot of copper here.
All right.
10 through, there's a bunch there. So this is another thing for people who've been with us for a long time. They may have a founder's card, and your founder's cards do give you discounts to leveling your cards. If you have all of them, which is we call that like the gauntlet, that is all 7 colors, and that will give you a 25% discount to leveling your cards at any given time. So normally it would cost you 1,000 rad to level up. It cost me 750. And then you're not required to get, all 7. You can just have one founder's card, and that'll apply a discount based on how rare it is. So there's the most rare, black and white, and then it kind of goes down from there.
I have a purple.
There you go. That's like I think that's mid-tier rarity.
Mid.
So I think it's like maybe 15%, might be a 15% discount, something like
I'm
that.
like a mid daddy. That's all I do.
There
No,
you
I'm
go.
just kidding. I'll as far as I know, I think they're cheap, right? You should be able to pick up on secondary.
I think they're relatively cheap. I think people actually aren't terribly aware of the utility of these, because this is only one piece of this. It also gives you a harvesting bonus to your resources. So you're getting bonuses on both ends of both discount for leveling up and the actual resources that you're acquiring every epic. So founders cards are probably worthwhile if you are engaging with Cardania.
Dope. That's awesome.
Yeah. All right, let's take a step back from the cards here, and we'll go. Hey, look at that. They're leveling in process right now. There you go. Love that. But we'll go over to the Terraform map. And I'll show you guys what we've done here. Just the Terraform map itself is so fun and cool. Again, a little different than how some people have decided to do their maps. Ours is dynamic, so every single epic it changes. We do actually have a little bit of control over it that we haven't experimented with too much. Like we can kind of cluster certain things if we wanted to, and I don't know, just interesting stuff like that. Like we could maybe cluster like all the fungus together one epic or something like that. Interesting, cool stuff like that.
Right.
You can, so first of all, you can mouse over any given Terraform to see what's going on with it. Like that, I've got Terraform 17776 there. You got the coordinates, who owns it, what faction they are, and then you can you get an idea of how defended it is. It says that's fortified, and you can see they've got a couple cards assigned to it. Like, okay. And then you can see what resources that Terraform produces. Now, if you're so inclined, you can also zoom in into basically full level of detail on these lands.
That's awesome.
It's neat. Let's see here. Another cool feature is that, let's see here. Actually, let me turn off my terraforms. I think they'll all pop up if there we go. You can see everything there.
Oh, wow.
If you toggle off my terraforms, you'll see the full amount. Uh-oh, I broke it. There we go.
There it is.
Yeah.
Nice. That is awesome.
Yeah. It's kind of crazy. Awesome. And then if you're hunting for specific resources, basically what you'll want to do, toggle your my terraforms, zoom out a little bit. And then each of these you can manage individually. But the way that I recommend managing it is this little tab on the left here. This is our Terraform management tab. Okay. If you pop that open, it says manage terraforms. And is that showing on the screen, by the way? No,
yeah, of course.
Oh, sweet. Yeah. Okay, great. And then so you can see every terraform that you own in that wallet is shown there on the left. You can see that you can assign starships, you can assign citizens, and you can assign cards to every terraform, which will affect the attack rating and the defense rating, as well as the range. So starships, one thing to note is that they do increase your range and the number of attacks that you can launch in any given epic. So here, for instance, I've got a starship and a citizen. This one would be able to attack further and attack more times than, say, this terraform here. So let's go ahead and we'll launch one. Let's check out Terraform 1067. So it'll take you right there, and then what's highlighted? Yeah. And this is what's highlighted is the range.
Yeah.
So let's see. We're a custodian faction right now. So we want to target someone who's obviously not a custodian. Oh, there's VP. We know VP. We can go get him. Let's see if we can.
That's awesome.
See. Yeah, it's fun doing this on stream when people are watching. Oh, there's Underdog Adam.
Okay.
Let's see, Crater Ellis. Oh, he's quite fortified there. He's got a starship. He's got 4 cards assigned. Probably don't want to attack them. However, you will get more victory points if you win battles which are difficult, rather than just stomping on people. And I'll go more into victory points in a few minutes here when we go to the leaderboard. There's Wizard of Raz. Let's go get Wizard of Raz. All right.
So it brings up their PFP.
Yes, well. It brings up their PFP as well as their faction. and who they are. And basically, it'll give you kind of an idea of how well guarded this terraform is, what your probability of success for that is, and then it'll also tell you what your reward, how many victory points you're going to get for that. So we're going to attack him. This one might be tough because he actually has he's got a carnivorous flora or hazardous flora on his terraform, which does add to defense. And then if they have bunkers, that also adds to the defense of their terraform.
I feel like I need to take notes.
Hey, I know it's a little complex, but
do I need to switch out of the copper game and go more towards like fortified?
Well, it's always changing, right? Because we're also about to drop a like a building update, so you can actually start building citadels, which is going to give resources a lot more utility. So you may be in the money here soon. Who knows?
Nice.
All right, so let's see if we can attack this guy and how we do. We won.
Nice.
Victory. As a success, your forces were successful in the field of battle. Claimed the fruits of their victory. We've got 3 victory points, and then we also got 3,640 rad, 3 copper, 3 darkwood, 6 energy, 4 fungal spores, 1 research point, and 1 time lost root.
Hey, pardon my French. Holy shit. This is awesome. If people haven't done this is great. You guys did a great job,
Thank you so much. And this is just the start too. We're going to layer so much more out of this, but it's very satisfying. Yeah, it's very sad. And this guy, so because I've got a starship, I can attack multiple times. Let's go attack someone else though. We don't need to necessarily pick on.
Let's not pick on him, right?
Yeah.
Now, do you have prismatics on the map?
We do. So that is in the foundation sector. Here, let's go check them. Let's go check that out real quick. And
sorry, I don't want to pull you away from your attack mode.
No, that's great. It's a good transition. So there's 3 sectors. There's Asama, there's Archien, and there's Foundation. Now, Asama and Archien are very similar, and it's basically half and half of the terraforms. And then what's different about Foundation is that these are the prismatic terraforms, and they live in their own sector. And what's also interesting about that is everybody who has a prismatic tends to really fortify their lands pretty well.
Yeah.
Except he's on my team though. I can't attack him. Let's see here.
Dang it.
Yeah, like here you go. This guy's
they have prismatics. You know what I'm saying? Obviously, they're going to protect it.
That's right. Getting that quantum dark energy is quite coveted. Let's see. The OE Knight. Oh, he's also on my team. Here we go. Let's go attack Pilgor the Goat.
We'll see if he's really the goat.
Yeah. So I think we got this one. This doesn't look like he's only got 1 card there. We've got a starship. Let's see. Damn it. Let's see if we can go again though, because we've got a starship. Pilgor, he's wrecking me. All right. Unfortunately, Pilgor successfully defended his terraform on this one, but I'll get him next time.
That's awesome.
I
think these are like really highly coveted. Obviously, the prismatics and stuff. I remember when you dropped those, it was very envious of those who got them, because it was like you had to have, I forget what you had to have exactly to get a prismatic. Was it all different lands, or what was it? I totally forget what it was.
So the prismatics were dropped to people who had acquired all 7 color founders cards.
Right.
Yeah, those were like our most early supporters, early and ardent supporters. And so yeah, they got all the prismatics. There's only about 250-ish of them. And yeah, they're definitely a thing. It's I'm not sure what the floor on them is, but I think last I checked it was around like 2,500 or something similar to that. Yeah.
It's kind of crazy. Yeah, but they've always been high. You know what I'm saying? People know their worth. But
that's right. That's right.
So yeah, so you attack.
So we attacked, we got some victory points, we got some resources. So let's go to check out the leaderboard real quick. And another thing I'll pop open here is this little tab on the right is the swords is the battle log. And so you can actually see in real time who is battling, like who's fighting and who's winning and how many points they're earning, which is pretty cool. Someone just, let's see, mission failed here. Yeah, this looks like Tammy Shelby was fighting an anonymous person about, a second ago.
That's awesome. That is
It's crazy.
really, really cool.
Yeah, there's a bunch of fighting happening. So fun. So the leaderboard, this is how we assign prizes to the top 3 attackers and defenders for each epic. I haven't assigned them this epic, so they're not showing, unfortunately, for this, but that's okay. So the first 2 for attackers and defenders are just a net of victory points. So there's basically, if you're winning your attacks, you're winning your defenses a lot, then you have a pretty good chance of getting a prize that epic. Crater Ellis on top right now, Clear Blue Sky second, Prince first for defenders, and Blue Buddha second for defenders right now. This little tag here is the previous epic leader. Kind of just shows you, it's just a little, we'll kind of show you who's winning, who's the king of the castle at the moment. I see, yeah, Tammy was previous, and he's trying to climb up right now. And then these heroic attacks and heroic defenses are actually it's a little bit more randomization. A heroic attack or heroic defense is the greatest difference between the points. So if you win an attack that you're really not likely to win, right? Let's say like this guy here, Clear Blue Sky, he only had 3 attack against a 13 defense, but he won. So is the most, it's the most heroic attack on this epic. And then similarly, Prince here, he defended with just 7 defense against a 17 attack. So damn good victory for him. So that could be anybody, and that kind of gives everyone a little bit more of a shot at winning prizes each epic. So it's not such a whale fest.
Right.
And then at the top here, you can also see these the points are broken down by factions. And we have not yet implemented faction rewards, but it is coming very, very soon. And that's going to be kind of fun. It'll be both faction rewards and faction bonuses that people will be able to purchase. Look at that, man. There's so much fighting happening right now.
I know. So, okay. So let's say somebody wanted to play today, right? Let's say somebody wanted to kind of jump into the Cardania ecosystem. What would you say are the first baby steps of getting that sort of step in?
Sure. So I would say either get yourself a NAMI or an Eternal wallet, and then delegate to summon. You can do that at nexus.cardania.com just with a click of a button. It's super easy. Once you've delegated, I would also recommend getting a Terraform. Terraforms you can get at JPEG Store, which we'll go check out here. You can just search for.
Sorry.
Oh yeah.
Nick asks, are there any other factors that go into a win besides like defense attack points, other things like that? There's randomness involved, correct?
Yeah, there's a luck modifier that we do have, which will be a little bit more important later on as we kind of institute more bonuses for that. But yeah, there's a little bit of luck with everything. So nothing is guaranteed in Cardania.
Yeah, I mean, that's where you have the 3-13 victory and the 17-7 victory. It's like,
that's right. Yeah.
That's great. So I still, even if I'm idle, I still have a chance.
And this probably looks very different than what it might look like in a year, just because we've only drilled down on so much level of detail so far. So there's still so much detail in the metadata of each citizen, of each card. We could implement sort of, each creature card can also be kind of doing its own things. It can just become a much more robust game over time because we've already built the foundations for that to happen. So what you're playing today might look a little different than what it is a year from now, but it'll just get more and more detailed and more intricate, and hopefully more fun. So,
right. Sorry, I didn't mean to. So first things first, maybe a founder's card because they're so cheap, right? To get you that
maybe
initial discount.
Here, let's go look them up real quick. Cardania founders cards. Yeah, the floor of those is 50 right now. If you want to go get a purple, the black and the white are much higher, but that's okay. What's a green? I think green's probably cheaper. Let's check that out real quick. Yeah, you can get a green founders card for 19 ADA. That's like nothing.
Yeah.
So I think that would be wise. And then I would also get a terraform, just because terraforms are, whoops, I clicked on the wrong one. Terraforms are sort of the linchpin. I conceive of those sort of the linchpin of sort of the world economy, because they're producing resources every epic. And resources are going to become increasingly important as time goes on. They also help produce you rad depending on their power level. So if you're trying to maximize your rad production, you'll want to look for a level 9, or, basically I'll just higher power levels. They go from 1 to 9. And but this is all also choose your own adventure, right? Like some people may prefer lower power levels but higher defense. Some people may want to be maximizing for specific resources as time goes on. And I suspect the value of these things will also fluctuate as we add more features, and the meta kind of shifts over time.
Gotcha. I think I'm sticking to around 6 or above power level, and focus mainly on copper. Because I was like, oh, conduct electricity and this, that, and the other. I was thinking way down the line, my dreams and stuff like this. Like, it's funny the things we conjure up of like what could be like for later in our own heads. So it's kind of fun.
You never know. Well, and that's going to be a thing, though. I actually do think there's going to be some opportunity for people who've sort of cornered the market on specific resources to kind of do some interesting stuff with that. And we'll be facilitating that a little bit more as we go. I've intentionally not launched a sort of like a resource marketplace. You can do it in small quantities in our Discord through Huff Solo developed a peer-to-peer little trading bot in Discord, which is really, really great. Super advanced, actually. And if you want to trade resources, there is probably the best spot. JPEG Store is not the best for it at the moment, just because they're equipped for fungible tokens, but it's a little different.
Gotcha. And so what's like a mid-level Terraform going for right now? It's not focused on resources, just kind of like power level, essentially.
It's a good question. Let's go look at power level. Let's look like a power level 5.
Yeah.
And power level 6. Let's see. So about like 140 looks to be the floor on a power level 5, like 139 there. And then they go all the way. They go up based on that. But yeah. And you'll also, so this is another thing too, delegators, you can choose to harvest rad every epic, even if you don't own any of our NFTs. So that's kind of a fun way to get into the ecosystem too, is if you're just like, gosh, I don't want to overspend on this to get involved. You can just delegate to someone, you'll get your regular ADA rewards. And then every epic, you can just come in and harvest rad and some of our partner tokens every epic. For just basically the transaction fee and like a small amount of ADA. So that's another way that you can just get involved on a very, very low, simple, easy end.
Gotcha. That's cool. Very, very cool. I think, man, this is all very exciting, very cool stuff. I think
it's a lot.
It's for sure. It's for sure like an original, I think, as far as Cardano goes, a very original idea and a very original kind of thing to have. And it's very important to have leaderboards and other things like that, so you can kind of see where you're at. Now, if it's a beginner, you should not expect to be seen on the leaderboards a whole lot until you get a little bit more in the wallet. Or is there some sort of like Rocky Balboa sort of underdog story where the newest guy can come in,
Well, I would say the heroic attacks and defense, that those can happen to anybody. So that is so long as you're in the game and you're attacking or defending, then that could be you on any given epic, no matter what you have in your wallet. But yeah, in terms of like getting just the raw amount of victory points every epic, right now it's definitely more of an OG game for those people who have those assets.
Gotcha.
Now this is so when you click on manage lands in the Nexus, this is kind of what it'll take you to. It'll tell you what your combined power level is, what your founder's card bonus is, how much rad. The rad does accrue, by the way. If you miss an epic, you'll incur a little penalty, but you're still accruing that rad, because we know some people just they're gonna miss their epics every now and then. Up to 5 epics is basically a 20% per epic decay until you're missing out on rewards. If you're curious about how the math on all that, you can click on show the math there, and it'll show it per epic, which is really cool.
Right.
And let's see, you can see how many citizens you've got assigned. You can see how many starships you've got assigned, which resources you're actually producing that epic and how much. You just mouse over it and see all the details. Super simple.
Yeah, it's
Love
awesome.
that.
Am I back, by the way?
Yeah, you're back.
Oh, hello.
We see you.
Hey, let's go. So I'm on my phone now, but this will work for now.
Oh, cool. Welcome back.
Nice.
Thank you guys for continuing without me.
Oh, it was rough,
absolutely.
but
I hope you got to see a bunch of it.
Yeah, I was watching the whole time.
Oh, cool. So if you click, you can click on assign starship, citizen, or cards, and we can do that. This wallet, let's see. Yeah, I've got a bunch of starships in this wallet. This is sort of the Cardania main wallet. You can assign citizens. The citizens are interesting, and you should be aware, for anyone who's looking for citizens, that there is currently a live faction affinity mechanic. So if you are, like, I'm a custodian, so I would want to assign custodians. Alternately, I would look for this rad token affinity or the Cardania pick under there as well. Those are sort of wild card ones. All of those have benefits to you. So I would recommend the custodian because you're going to get more attack and defense, the rad token or the Cardania pick, because all those are going to give you more bonuses than if you selected, like, if I selected an Imperator faction, but I'm custodian, I'm going to get fewer bonuses. So just keep that in mind.
I feel like I should be custodian. My name's Cleanup. Obviously, this makes sense. I should probably be a custodian as well.
I think it could work. I think it could work for you.
Yeah.
Let's see. I've got, you can assign up to 5 cards on any terraform. So let's see. These guys are unassigned right now. So let's just toss them all on that terraform. You can see what attack and what defense each one has. And there's some strategy to this too, right? Like maybe the sheriff, because he's got so much attack and defense, it might make sense for me to actually put him just solo on a different terraform, because then that's going to increase that defense from like 0 to 11, which is obviously much more. So there's a lot of strategy to it, and there's going to be an increasing amount of that. So just kind of as you're going through the Nexus and figuring stuff out, just pay attention to the different scores and the different stats, and you'll feel your way around it. And of course, join the Discord, because everyone's very helpful in there as well.
Yeah.
So maybe you guys covered this while I was fixing my internet a little bit, but what do you get when you win?
So when you win, let's go do another attack.
You got 3,000 rad.
You got 3,000 rad from one win,
which is basically like $1 million space bucks, dude. So think about that. That's enough to level, right? 3 times.
That's what I was thinking about. We were covering the leveling, and I was like, damn, if you won 3,000 from one raid, then you could pretty much level all your cards.
I think we're giving away alpha. We need to keep this to ourselves.
Yeah, you can. I mean, realistically, you can. If you're attacking diligently on any given epic, this is. I'm trying to make it as generative as possible. I don't want people to feel like they're losing resources by being here. And obviously, there's some give and take with it. It's a symbiotic relationship. People are spending rad in the ecosystem. They're spending ADA on mints. And hopefully they're receiving a similar amount of value back. So it's symbiotic rather than parasitic, like sort of traditional game companies. Let's go attack Warmish.
Do it.
All right, we have a fair chance of success here. Let's see.
So last time,
damn it,
you lost.
I did. Let's see one more time. There we go. All right, so that one I got 1,200 rad, 3 energy, 1 leather, 1 magma, and 1 red rune. Not bad.
And are you able to sell those, like the red rune and the other assets that you got?
Yeah, so
or maybe not assets,
right now,
but
Yeah, those so all the resources are fungible tokens, which you can trade in our Discord currently, up to certain amounts. I'm trying to keep the amounts small for regulatory reasons. I'm trying to keep all of those like off the dexes and stuff because they're not actually meant to be sort of like these insanely speculative, assets like a lot of coins are. These are really just meant as resources within the game world. So you can trade those in our Discord through the Morpheum is what our trading hub is called there. That was built by Huff Solo. He actually he provides that service to different projects across the ecosystem. So I want to just give him a shout out, and anybody who wants that, just reach out to him. But yeah, you can trade those there. You can put up offers, and there's quite a bit of trading that happens with that. So if you're in need of any particular resource, I would hop by the Discord and poke around a little bit.
And it's
like
done automatically, correct? So there's no like intermediary.
That's right. Yeah, it's actually a really elegant system. It's peer-to-peer. It's all automated, and there's no intermediary. There's no what's that called? What's that word I'm looking for?
Dude, we did it all the time back in the day.
I know. Escrow. There's no escrow.
There's no escrow.
Yeah, none of that stuff.
It kind of reminds me of like the old school RuneScape days where you sit in the bank and you just spam like buying this for this price, buying this for this price until somebody walks up to you and finally does the offer.
Yeah.
It's giving me a little bit of those vibes, and it's going to get even way more fun too, because like once we start implementing the Citadel update, which is all the buildings, implementing research and spell cards and all this, it's just going to get crazier and crazier. Let's do one more attack here just for fun because we're here. Damn it. One more. Okay. This Terraform is now exhausted. He must rest. That's okay.
So having a starship increases your size of attack.
Yeah, it increases the range around which you can attack. Yes.
Okay. Excellent. So
this will also be important for the upcoming anomaly update, which is basically sort of these random events with particular prizes will be spawning on different terraforms, and if you can reach them and you get to them first, then you will you get yourself a prize. And so the starship range is going to become a little bit more important soon as well.
Okay. Now when you challenge people and you are defeated, do they automatically get some of the resources, or is it no? It's just like they just defended and that's fine.
They just defended. They get defensive victory points, but they don't receive any additional resources.
Okay, good. Okay.
Yeah.
Because
what can you do with those victory points?
What?
So currently, victory points are primarily just used as a tracking mechanism for the top 3 prizes of the epic, or the top 3 ranked of the epic. If you get the top 3, then you get automatically distributed a prize. Usually it's a citizen. And I need to actually assign it for this epic. I haven't gone in the back end and put the prizes up. Otherwise I'd show you guys right now. But yeah, if you win, you just automatically get that prize distributed to you at the end of the epic.
Gotcha.
And then, going forward, victory points are going to be more important and more interesting because we'll be able to use those for like faction level rewards, and little bonuses and stuff here and there. So, yeah,
now you guys,
that's where
you guys have Wari token, correct?
Yeah, we do. So this is when you go to harvest your resources, which, by the way, you can do this even if you don't have any lands. This is we're actually going to change that from managed lands to just to harvest. So if you're just delegated to the pool, you can come here and you can harvest. You won't see all the resources because you're not producing any resources, but you will see your rad. And then this is called Alliance Loot, these are basically projects that we've either partnered with, or in like the case of Dean, I just like, I like meme coins, and I was like, oh, that's cool. They offered to send over some of their Dean coins. I was like, yeah, that's fine. We'll do that. So based on your stake, you'll be eligible for a certain amount of rad and whatever that alliance loot is. And that's every epic.
So every 5 days.
That's right.
Excellent.
And then you You just harvest it when you're feeling it. And again, make sure to do that. Make sure to harvest at the end of all your actions. Otherwise, you will unfortunately miss out on your attacks.
Sorry,
Will that be changed in the future to where you can harvest and then maybe harvest again, or will it stay kind of like that?
I'm anticipating that will stay that way. Though we do need to implement sort of probably some sort of a pop-up or something that's like, hey man, are you sure you want to harvest because you haven't done all your attacks or something like that.
Right.
But that's probably going to be, that structure will probably remain for the foreseeable future.
Now in the map, can you see like realty for sale?
Yes. Here, let me.
Sorry,
let me
I wanted this to go through.
That's okay. Yeah. No, it's actually really handy to see which lands are for sale. We implemented a little toggle for it, and it highlights it, and you can actually go straight to JPEG Store with each one. It's awesome.
But it rotates, right? So there's no need to buy like a cluster, right, or anything like that, unless you really feel like it.
That's
because
right.
It could be different.
That's right. Yeah. The location is largely irrelevant at the moment. We are going to implement a feature called anchoring at some point, which you'll be able to spend rad to stay in a particular location, which has some kind of just interesting, may have some interesting bonuses in the future, right? Like maybe if you anchor one of your terraforms next to a faction ally, maybe you guys get some defensive bonuses. If you get one next to one of your other ones, maybe you get more bonuses, stuff like that. But it's also not going to be, I don't know that it's going to be terribly easy to do that because of the randomness of it. But we'll see. It's that'll be called anchoring when we get to that. So if you click on this listed terraforms toggle here, you'll see the ones that are lit up are listed. So you can click on them, and then it will take you to a link right here, buy on JPEG Store, and you can even see what the listed price is right there without going anywhere.
See, look how badass that is. This is cool as shit, man. I love this. This is very good.
Super proud.
Really like that.
Proud of our team has done a lot of work, and I'm just super proud of them.
And it's kind of crazy to see the steps that you've taken even in a year, right? So like this time last year, we could harvest, right?
Yeah, I think we had just rolled out the very bare bones living lands formula,
right?
And I think that was pretty much it. Yeah, that was pretty much it.
Is it? We were just holding on to our lands inside our little wallets, and like just hanging out. And now we've got like a working map, gamification. It's very nice to see that. And that's one thing that I like to ask people is like, so a calendar year from now, like what are some things that you would consider to be like a victory to look back? Like, let's say we do a third podcast, right? And it's exactly like a year from now, like kind of like what's something that you would like to say, like, oh, we achieved this, we did this, this is what makes it successful, so.
Yes. So a year from now, I expect two pretty big things. I think we will have the Enter the Ultraverse card game fully done and playable, and hopefully iterating on it. And that'll also be here on the Nexus. And then I believe we will also have done the arena sort of first-person shooter experience. I think both of those will be done within the next year. Obviously, hard to say, but I believe so. We've done so much work on them already. I don't see any particular roadblocks ahead of us for that. And then hopefully, a lot more interoperability too. I'm always reaching out to other projects and trying to get them to develop stuff for Cardania. And, obviously we love to implement more utility for all the different projects across Cardania or across Cardano. So yeah, those are kind of my three little touchstones for the rest of the next year.
Now, I haven't seen a peak for a while of the actual like FPS game. What?
Yes, I have not shown too many peaks recently. So what's been going on with that is we've actually got we had to backtrack a little bit with some of our 3D because it was so high poly that we had to really reduce the poly counts on like the citizens and a lot of other stuff. So it was like, okay, it's just a bit of a pain in the ass to do. So our 3D artists have been doing a lot of that. And simultaneously, we've been integrating these starships into an adjacent level where basically you can fly around in your starships and then, go from there into the first person shooter experience. So that's kind of where that is right now. And, I'm actually waiting for tomorrow because so Egon with Stellarhood has been helping us on the 3D side. And he says he's got some updates for me tomorrow. So I guess
you guys had booths right next to each other, right? Almost.
Sort of. We were helping him out because he could not attend at CNFT Con.
Yeah.
And he was like a robot. I don't know if you remember seeing him.
Yes.
As his little rolling around little robot.
Yeah.
So we were just helping out his booth and stuff. I love Egon and same with Phoenix Arena as well. All the partners we've had so far are just like, I don't know, they're a lot of fun. And
it's like Egon's a genius,
Yeah. He's a genius.
Like
there are people so funny.
There are people that like are smart. I know there are people that are smarter than me, but he's like on a level that I can't explain. It's like he's very next level sort of thinking, almost like a Barry or like whatever, I just,
it's a different thing. Yeah. And for anyone who wasn't here a year ago, like Egon rolled out with on-chain. He basically made an entire on-chain galaxy through Stellarhood very early in the NFT marketplace. It was so early that I think people had no idea what to do with it.
Right.
I honestly, today, I think most people still don't know what to do with it. I think a lot of people are still kind of stuck in it's like, it's just JPEGs, that kind of thing. But he's so ahead of the curve. It is just it's a privilege to work with him on stuff.
Yeah. And there's a lot of different stuff that he did. Like I saw my Stellar Hoods and stuff like that. And so I just thought it was really cool because I think last time we were on here, we talked about like one of my favorite games, which is Elite Dangerous, right? And just how
that's a great game. Yeah.
That game, like if you could create some sort of like even tiny version of Elite Dangerous, I would legit play that every single night. Because I don't have a reason to play video games right now. I was kind of stuck, I was in NFTs and crypto and stuff like that. And so I haven't had a whole lot of fun except for Elite Dangerous, really.
If I may, I'll play this quick little video here in just a second. This is actually like, so these are our starships inside of Unreal Engine. And this is basically just, us kind of flying around with one. If you want to take a look. Yeah, I'm opening a pack right now.
Yeah, he's sneakily opening up a pack, not saying nothing.
You didn't allow me to get hyped.
I know. I was like, dang, you only got so many packs. This is pretty hype. With the, I wanted to ask, with the other games that you're developing, are the rewards going to be similar? Is it going to be rad tokens and these other materials?
Yeah, I think that's probably going to be a lot of that. Though I've got a bunch of other stuff that I want to, like different NFT rewards and stuff that I'd like to do. We just have to baby step it because I can't, can only do so much, but yeah, you can expect more rad, more resources. And then I think it's also going to implement a lot of, or I know we're actually going to implement a lot of like level gated features. So like crafting particular NFTs, crafting particular things for your terraforms, researching different things. So the amount and type of rewards becomes much more varied as well. Like there can be a lot of NFT rewards, there can be fungible token rewards, and there can also be a lot of off-chain stuff that's happening, which just makes it all much more dynamic and interesting. So you can expect to just see more of all that.
Will there also be more cards coming out, like different variants and different factions, maybe?
There will be a second edition, and there may be like an expansion on the first edition, but I don't want to release any more until we've got Enter the Ultraverse fully playable. So I've been holding back on any more packs until that time.
But you last year you had, I think, what was it, 7 artists or something like that working on cards?
Yeah, it wound up being 9 total. Yeah, 9 total artists.
It's a lot. That's awesome.
It was a lot, man. It was really cool. And some of the best artists in the world too, man. They here, let me go to, while that's doing that, let me go to the cards again. And one of my favorite things is actually going to, if you go to the first edition here and you sort by artist, you can kind of get an idea of their different styles. I think my favorite is probably Nicholas Wolf. His art is just really crazy. He's done a lot of the stuff that you've seen in our a lot of our promo, just because it's so good. But yeah, he did a lot of the solar art, some of the techno mage art as well. And then I also I'm a big fan of Mina Castello. Let's see, where's Mina? There's Mina.
Okay.
I think we're still seeing the same screen though, right?
You got to share your other screen. Yep.
Oh,
yeah, you're
Right.
sharing a window, I believe.
Oh, I'm just doing a tab. I'm sorry. Jeez. Hang on. Share this tab instead. There we go.
There we go.
There you go. So
Perfect.
this is Mina's art here. And yeah, just a great artist, and did a lot of the fungal art, really captured a lot of that sort of just naturalistic, sort of like shamanist almost beauty. And then Nicholas Wolf did a lot of the solar art. I had him try to mimic a sort of Frank Frazetta style. Anyone who's familiar with that is sort of a old school, like hyper masculine sort of art, which is just, a lot of like dinosaurs and aliens and like kicking ass and that kind of stuff. So I mean, I'm just so happy with how all that turned out. I didn't realize I was not sharing the tab though. Here, let's look at that Starship video again real quick if we can. You guys see that YouTube video, or is it not showing that? Oh, I just clicked off, didn't I?
Yep.
Hang on. I feel like a boomer.
I don't like this phone view of my face either. I feel like my nose is massive.
You gotta do what you gotta do, man. That's
No, no.
You know?
I'm just looking at my face. I'm just like, please go to another screen, make it smaller.
Right. We do what we must. So this is the Starship promo, and this is in Unreal Engine. This is in an Unreal level with this is the Widow Mark II model.
I can't see anything yet.
Oh, is it not showing?
And Clean, you were muted when you spoke.
That's fine. It's probably better for the
podcast.
Sharing,
but I'm not sure if it is. Do you guys see that or no?
Nope.
Nope. Hold up. Oh, it's because I need to select it, I think. How do I do that on the phone? More layout. No.
Here, I'll drop the link in the private chat here. If you guys can, maybe one of you guys could pull it up.
It's because I'm the host, so I need to accept it, but I'm on my phone, so I'm not sure where it shows that right now. Let me see. Broadcast info.
Oh,
he's gone.
All right. Private chat. Hold on. I don't even think. Here's the thing. I don't think even if I copied it and I shared my screen, it still would not work.
That's okay. No worries. It's on our YouTube. Anyone who wants to take a look at it, just the little Starship promos there. It's all Unreal Engine based, and it's just beautiful. And I think we're gonna have a lot more to show there coming up in the next year. So stay tuned.
Yeah. I'm impressed with this. You know what I'm saying? I think this is great. Yeah.
Thank you so much, man. I mean, I'm super proud of it. I feel like we've just been pedal to the metal for the last year, and it's where it's at right now is really nice to sort of come up for air and kind of show everybody what we've built. So that's kind of what I've been doing.
So as far as marketing goes, like what are your plans for like deeper marketing or like whatever it is? I know it's very hard to do that when like you're constantly doing things for like the project. Is there anybody that's like full-time just like Twitter Spaces, like grinding, like whatever.
I think that's just me.
Yeah, it's literally just you.
I think it's just me doing that. We have so there's basically two. We talked about this in Metaverse Monday as a Twitter Space. Just the other day actually, and so there's sort of two prongs of it. There's like the core team marketing, which is like all the stuff that I'm doing, and putting out our videos and beating the drum on all the social platforms, hitting Twitter Spaces, all that stuff. And then there's also community marketing, which is basically like the factions are starting to do their own marketing, which is very interesting. They're like almost like putting out like propaganda to like recruit people. This is all just on their own, by the way. This is just like
Nice.
they're just doing this stuff. And the players, hopefully, and I encourage anybody who plays our stuff or owns our stuff, if you like it, please do go out and share it. We love that. It helps a lot. And then in terms of like I am still actually figuring out where to actually spend ad dollars, because this is the one thing I've noticed in the NFT space is that everybody has a really strong opinion about where to share ad dollars, and I've not seen a lot of great results, to be perfectly honest.
Right.
So, and in that same regard, I'm like, I don't know that I really want to go to a ton of conferences, because I don't know how many of those are actually worth the time and the money. It's very expensive to travel and do all that stuff. So I'm primarily focused on just digital marketing in general.
Yeah.
Now that we have a game, we actually do get to market to gamers, which is nice. I basically had not been marketing to gamers at all until we had anything playable, because I think that would have been a big mistake. But now that we do, we can start onboarding people. I think we need to get the on-ramp a little bit more refined. I'd like people to be able to play some form of Epic Wars for much cheaper. Maybe like a 5 ADA buy-in or something in some way.
Yeah.
But I don't know what that looks like yet. We got to kind of figure that out. But in the meantime, I'm super happy with where everything's at. So
yeah, I think your holders should be very happy with it as well. The progress is, you stuck to it. You kept working, even though this market is shit. And you stuck to your word. Like one of the few people that like stuck with it. You know what I'm saying? And so that's something to be applauded.
Huge respect for that. Yeah. Like just knowing what you want to do and knowing that it's going to take a while and then continuing to build through that. Like I think everybody kind of knows like, oh, this is going to be difficult. This is going to take a while, but then they start to feel it and they're like, oh, never mind. I'll just leave and take my money with me. And yeah, it's really frustrating to see, but it's also on the other hand, like really rewarding to be a part of a project that doesn't do that.
Well, thank you so much. I appreciate that. And I love what we're doing. And all thanks to my team, all the different artists, all the devs. It's just been, we've been uniquely blessed to attract extremely talented, honest, hardworking individuals. So, we're just very lucky in that regard.
How do you feel about the market right now as well? I know the last 2, maybe 3 months have been pretty rough, but recently we did have that guy come in, or at least that's the rumor, and buy a decent bit. I think it was like 100 or 200,000 ADA worth of NFTs recently. Kind of sparked a few people buying back into some projects. How do you feel about that? Do you feel like we're maybe shaking off the bear and maybe coming back to a regular market?
Nick, it was 4 NFTs. Let's be honest, okay?
No, I know. It was. It was a small amount of NFTs.
Multiple floors, and was just like
one guy.
Shit.
It was literally one dude. But
NFTs, man.
But his impact though, like if you look at OpenCNFT.io.
So here's I understand. So here's my commentary on that. I think the Cardano NFT space is, and again, not financial advice, is the most undervalued place on maybe the entire internet right now, to be honest. I was tootling around on Ethereum again like a week ago, just to kind of see if anything had improved. And I was like, no, I don't want to be here. Like, this is bad. It's expensive. It's a clunky experience. And like, I'm going back to my nice neighborhood in Cardano. And like, I don't want to build anything there for sure. Absolutely not. All this liquidity though, that's over there, it's living in what I call, it's a tautology. It's all there because it's all there. And so that's where that's just kind of what's happening right now. But I do believe slowly but surely It's going to leak over into Cardano. And we're at such, what's the total trading volume on Cardano NFTs right now? It's on a daily basis. It's like maybe 200K ADA.
Under 800,000.
Yeah, it's so small.
Wait, 200K on a daily?
I don't know.
Yeah, it was
Something like
very
that.
small there for a while.
It's very small. So that like we're so low that I literally only think it can get better. Like that's how I feel about it.
Yeah.
And the tech I know people don't like talking about the tech, but the tech does count for something. The experience does count for something. We're able to do stuff here that I don't think they're able to do on a lot of these other platforms. And I think at some point that's going to shine through. Regardless, we've already had great success, and I expect we will continue to do so. And we can do it whether it's our 500 regular users like right now, or it's 25,000 regular users. We'll keep building with the same kind of ethos. And I do hope we get a lot more people, and I hope they check out Cardania, because I do think we're kind of a nice showcase of what you can do with the tech right now. And that's kind of why I'm doing this tour. I'm like, hey, you guys, this is really cool. Check this out. So here's hoping.
What cards did you get from that pack opening?
Ooh, I haven't checked.
Are we allowed?
I don't think we can show it though, because I can't open it up, but he can say.
Let's see here.
I really wish the mobile version was a little bit more friendly.
Let's see here. Oh, you know what? I don't think I assigned the transaction. Damn it. Oh, yeah, I didn't sign the transaction. So that will remain a mystery. Let's see. You said I can't share screen though?
I'm not gonna. I don't know where the thing is on mobile to accept it.
No worries. Here, I'm gonna try one more time here.
Follow you guys. I had no internet, like
if
all.
you do have,
Oh,
you kind of broke up a little bit there.
You're booping. But yeah, Nick's doing his thing.
No worries. But yeah, that's the Nexus. That's Epic Wars. That's what Cardania currently is, and kind of where we're going. And it's just been a wild ride, and I'm just excited to be here, and grateful that we've survived this shitty market, and we've managed to kind of thrive in it, to be honest.
Yeah.
I think I don't know. I just really feel like Cardania is a good model for a lot of Cardano NFT projects, and kind of show how you can evolve these things from just simple JPEGs into, like, I think games are going to onboard the most people into crypto. I think Cardano is super undervalued as far as games go, and so yeah, that's why I'm here.
Gotcha. So the convention in Vegas, how was that for you? Do you think was that worth it? Or
yeah, for sure. I had a great time. We bought a huge booth.
You did.
And we got to meet, you guys, we got to meet everybody. Charles came over and high-fived, and a bunch of IOG and Cardano Foundation folks. Getting to meet all the other projects was really cool. And then I think my favorite though was how many people I met that were like, they were like, I have a marble. They were like, I'm a marble racer. And I was like, that is the craziest thing. Just meeting all those people. So yeah, it was really, really good. I don't know, like, we've been having kind of an internal conversation about if we should do the same this year, if we should kind of mix it up a little bit. I'm probably going to go with a smaller booth this year. But I don't know. Haven't really decided yet.
Because I know, as things go further or whatever, it just inflation hit, and now I know they're charging more, right?
Mm-hmm.
And so I didn't know exactly in a bear how affordable those changes would have been.
And they are, I would say they've done a couple things right. I think their price is actually just about fine. Like conventions are always a little pricey. And then I think they changed their name. I think they're calling it NFT Vegas, which I think is very wise. I think that's very smart of them to do. So yeah, I don't, we'll see. I do think we will be there in some capacity. I just don't know what that fully looks like just yet.
Gotcha. Yeah. I look forward to it. I'm planning on going just, as a normal collector or whatever, and just kind of seeing who shows up. I've been talking to a lot of people in spaces, from different chains, other things like that. I will say, after exploring other chains and stuff, Cardano, all they really have to work on is the speed of stuff, right? And supposedly with Hydra, that's going to help out a lot. We're just kind of waiting for it to go through. Everything seems to go through quicker on other chains, but again, I'm worried about the safety or the structure or some of these mints. I mean, I think we need to up our mint game to be more like, I don't know, mythical, I guess you would say. I don't know. There's like so many different like animations that they have. And the mint experience on most projects is wholly like different, right? Whereas here, where it's just like, okay, pick how many you want. Okay, mint it.
It's a little bit more. Yeah, I think Cardano suffers from. It has a. Well, this is just an interesting take. Is that I think Cardano tends to attract sort of a nerdier crowd. Nerdier crowd tends to be more programmers. Programmers tend to be more functional, not as razzmatazz.
Right.
So I think there's a little bit of that lacking in general. I can't speak for every project. Fortunately, Cardania has me, and I have a little bit of razzmatazz.
I love razzmatazz.
Yeah.
That's what it's called.
Are you guys able to see that screen right now?
No.
Damn it.
Can't see nothing, Nick.
Hey, man. Blame Spectrum. Spectrum, okay?
Let me clear this up, okay? I'm not here like Nick. When I said the whole he bought 4 CNFTs, I was trying to get a laugh. Like it was good for the space. I feel like it allowed.
Are you guys having like a therapy session?
There was another 100,000 ADA sale in Ape Society. There were multiple big purchases. I mean, sure, it started like a little bit of a snowball. It was good to see. I just wish you would sweep a floor of something. You know what I'm saying? Just like sweep something pretty good or multiple projects like really well. Well,
I suppose that's something that NFT, like, it was very simple when everything started because there were only a couple projects and it made it, just everything was, the calculus for everything was very simple. And I suspect now if you're just an NFT trader, the calculus is a little more difficult because there's so many projects. It's also that, utility doesn't necessarily mean the most money the fastest. So that's another interesting thing because I would say I would put our project against any other project in the space, and I think we might handily defeat them in terms of utility. But that doesn't necessarily mean that our stuff pumps. And so that's sort of like interesting. We also have projects like us. We have like 12 collections. We've got a whole bunch of them. So it's like, if you're looking for the fattest returns, I don't know that, something like us would make a lot of sense because I don't know if any given collection is going to pump the way that, some of these traders would really want to. That being said, who knows? Who knows what the next meta is going to be? I do think gaming, like Web3 gaming, is going to go through its own sort of crazy bull run at some point, and I hope that we're on the forefront of that.
Can y'all hear me?
Yes.
Yes.
Did you go outside?
Okay. Yeah, I'm trying to find a good spot for reception.
Do you live like way out in the boondocks?
Basically, I mean, I live up by a lake, but all the development's kind of new. Hey, how's it? Hold up.
Oh, he's talking to somebody.
We got a guest. On the show. But yeah, that's pretty much it, man. I will, if you guys have any questions, I'm happy to, hang out and answer them, whether it's about the market or Cardano or Cardania, whatever you guys got. And same for the chat as well, whoever's hanging out.
Yeah. If you guys have questions, post them down below. I think you're on the right track. Everything's very exciting. I think there are some people that don't necessarily have a whole lot of time to be in Discord. I'm unfortunately like one of those people that's like, I literally have like maybe an hour and a half to 2 hours a day to check everybody's Discord and stuff like that. You guys seem to have like a lot of announcements. Is most of that stuff also posted on Twitter as well?
Yeah, I try to cross post just about everything on Twitter. I think if you're looking for the most substantive stuff, I would hang out in the Discord and just check the announcements channel. Because Twitter is also sort of this mishmash of, I'm reposting stuff from the community. I'm reposting stuff from Cardano NFTs. There's all, and sometimes I'm just shit posting. So, it depends what you're looking for. But yeah.
What, so maybe a founder's card, which I already have, Terraforms, which I already have. Next would be like a citizen and Starship.
Yep.
Okay.
I'd get them.
All right.
Nick, it's all choose your own adventure, and that's you don't have to get any of them. You could get all of them. And the cool thing about Web3 and NFTs in general is that if you're ever just like, gosh, this was fun, but I'm just done with it, and you get to sell it and get some value back, which is it's not something that you get in other in Web2 gaming. So it's a whole new world.
No, I can't go back and sell my Xbox 360 games. All right. Well, you could to GameStop, but they're not around anymore. So yeah, it's all over.
That's right. That's right.
So they're saying, as far as, do you follow like real world market? Obviously you do. You have to.
So, sorry, which market?
Like the S&P, other things like that, the actual like Web2 market.
Oh yeah. To some degree, yeah.
Has this pulled any of your attention or focus from that side? You know what I mean? Or
so yeah, I mean, in terms of like the broader world markets, all that has done for me is really remind me that like personal self-sufficiency is very important, all the way down to like growing my own food and stuff. So, and that's not the reaction that everybody has, and I don't know that everybody should, but for me, I've just been like, oh man, a lot of these institutions don't look terribly healthy or trustworthy. So I'm very on my own, like just making my own ship at this point in the real world, much like Cardania, I think.
So it's like a homestead, essentially.
Yes. Yeah, I do. Yeah, I have a nice little farm.
Nice. Shit, we got it.
I figured out how to add it.
You can see it. He did it.
Let's go.
There we go. All right. So this is the card opening experience right here. You got the transaction at the top, and then you click on it, and you're going to find out. So the rarities go from common, rare, grand, legendary, and ultra. So let's do it. Let's find out.
Legendary.
Oh shit! A legendary right off the bat. There we go. I'm going to zoom in a little bit too.
You rigged the system.
I love that one. That is so great. Actually, this is an interesting one. This particular card, the artist actually modeled it off of my goofy head here. If you zoom in on that one, you can kind of see it's got my little dome and my little mohawk and stuff. So that's a fun one. Let's see. A common. Okay, a fat boy. I like the fat boy. Let's see here.
Rare.
We got a rare, the protected diplomat. Yep. Okay. This is a good pack so far. A legendary and a rare. All right, let's see.
Rare.
Another rare, repurposed custodian. This is the neutral of the pack. You can tell because it's the gray. Imperators are the yellow, and solars are the orange.
Common.
common. Mountain Shaker, nice. That's a good one. That one actually has some crazy stats for being a common.
Rare.
Oh, nice. Cardanium Knuckles. This is a weapon card.
Okay.
Those will have some unique utility in Enter the Ultraverse. You can actually use them in Epic Wars as well. I think we gave them stats for Epic Wars.
Common.
All right, last one's a common. Conscription.
Not bad.
That's a spell card. Yeah, that was a good pack. Getting a legendary makes me happy every time. Especially that one because for vanity reasons.
Do you post the poll, the likely poll of a legendary per pack, or no?
We've got the rarity table somewhere. I don't have it at the top of my head, unfortunately. So if you go to here, I'll show you guys this while we're here, because this is actually relatively new, especially since we've been here. Codex.cardania.com is sort of our knowledge repository, and every damn thing you want to know about Cardania is here currently. This is also going to be integrated into the website, the main website soon. We're doing like a whole website like redesign right now. But you can see pretty much everything you'd ever want to know here about the game. We've got the whole card library. You can check out what the typing is, all the health, the spirit, the effects, all that stuff. You can sort by faction. It's all the different tokens that we have. This was actually built by Bag Boy, one of our community members. That's another just sort of interesting note is how actually community built Cardania has become. It's very interesting.
Yeah, they get passionate, which is very good to see.
Yeah, passionate.
It's almost like Star Wars, like lords. You know what I'm saying? Like they literally know the ins and outs and have their own websites and shit like that. That's
kind of how it is. Yeah, and you can go down like the rarities for all these are all posted up. Let's see. Oh yeah, starships. I should shill that. Go buy some starships, people. I would love.
What can we mint? We can mint starships.
You can mint starships currently at nexus.cardania.com/starships. Let's see. Let's go. We'll go check that out since we're sharing. And we've got 1,420 sold so far. And if you click on the mint now, there we go. Yeah. This is a fun little minting experience here. Here's some razzmatazz for you.
Oh, there you go.
Yeah, there we go.
That's cool.
Yeah.
I can get down with that.
Yeah, that's not bad, huh?
Nice.
And yeah, as of today, every starship you mint does have a 5% chance for a bonus MK5 Ultra starship. So
Gotcha.
you have a 5% chance for a double mint, which is really cool.
Nice. And then how much are they per?
These are 250 ADA per mint.
Okay. Gotcha. It's awesome. It's not like anything like I haven't seen before. You know what I'm saying? As far as like mint price. So that's not a big deal.
Yeah. It's well, I wanted it to be under. I think Rogue Galaxies did theirs at 350. And I thought that was a little pricey for me. So I was like, let's do a different, slightly different. A little lower, more affordable. But the art on starships is also just out of this world. Clay Price is our 3D artist, and he made such a nice collection. Just such beautiful ships.
Hey Nick, can we watch the YouTube video? His YouTube video.
Oh yeah, here if I click, I'm gonna click share this tab, and let's see if you guys can.
Yes, so we can see it. Excellent.
All right, here we go. I'm going to play it.
Pretty cool.
Love that.
I like that.
Love that. Yeah. And starships really are sort of the pinnacle at the moment. I mean, there haven't been too many projects that have done the SIP68 dynamic NFT standard. We're going to be able to do a lot of cool stuff with that. And it also has an immediate game utility, which is crazy cool. and the art is also just amazing. So
So could you explain like the difference between the old smart contracts and the 628? Sorry, of like what the difference is maybe between those two, or
a little bit. We probably need our dev to give you a more in-depth explanation, but
right.
So we've done SIP 25 was the previous standard for NFTs. We managed to do dynamic NFTs under that standard with our Enter the Ultraverse cards. But the way you build a transaction to update that metadata is a little bit different than with SIP 68. SIP 68 mints it's like a twin. It's like a digital twin token. Sorry, digital twin's not the right term. Someone's going to get mad about that. But it's a twin token that you can basically, it mirrors that data. And so it makes it more affordable in aggregate to update that metadata, and a little easier as well.
Gotcha. And so the first one was like the wormhole incident, right? With Space Buds.
Well, no, not really. It was just SIP 68 wasn't out yet, and we just had to kind of figure out how to do, because I wanted them to be dynamic. I wanted to be able to level them up, and I knew we could do it. So we just kind of had to figure that out.
Okay.
And then once 68 dropped, we kind of did an A/B test of them. And for a minute there, we were kind of like, I don't know if it's really worth it. But then we kind of did a little bit more testing, and we felt like in aggregate, it was both easier to update the metadata, and it would be cheaper for our users in the long run to use SIP 68. So I think most of our future tokens will wind up being dynamic NFTs, and we might do something like the wormhole for our founders cards, for instance, because those founders cards were at the very beginning of Cardano NFTs, and we didn't know anything about anything. Yeah. And I would love to remit those as dynamic with like some leveling capabilities and stuff like that.
Yeah, it was cool. I mean, I got in on Mint on Mint Day of the.
You were there on Mint Day? Yes,
I was there on Mint Day for founders cards, and so I
awesome.
saw all the things that you wanted to do, and I was like, this seems really freaking cool if they can pull it off. And here we are, like a year and a half later, let's say, and almost 2 years, right?
Yeah, I mean, it takes a while. All this stuff takes a while, but now that we've built sort of this underlying tech, the speed of our updates now is we're able to get something out basically every week, and so that's a lot of fun, and it's just it's like a different world, because I mean, like a lot of this stuff, the dynamic NFTs weren't a thing. Even figuring out how to build transactions to make the pack opening happen, like we had to just kind of figure all that out on our own, and we had to experiment with all this different architecture, and we did it all, and we did it all successfully. So just super proud of the team, and grateful to be here. That's all, baby.
Give me just 1 second. I'm responding to Nick real quick.
You might need to do the outro, huh?
All podcasts. Okay. Yeah. So, but yeah, I don't know. I'm very excited to see what you guys do next. I think there's been like a lull in the environment, and I feel kind of bearish. We see him.
Welcome back.
Hey, let's go.
He's only gonna. Did you actually get internet or no?
I'm gonna be beep boop bopping. No, this is Wi-Fi, and I'm back in the basement. The outside changed nothing.
Okay, but
so hopefully you can at least hear me a little bit.
Again, I think what you're doing is very great. I think building and seeing it through is awesome. I'm gonna go out and get a Starship. I'm gonna probably buy a couple more Terraforms, just because I want to try this out. I've been kind of in this coma state of NFTs where it's just like I've just been sitting here and I'm like, this sucks, huddled in a corner, like crying.
Yeah. I mean, dude, it makes sense. I mean, a lot of these projects, and first of all, I don't mean to disparage any project at all, but a lot of the projects are fundamentally the same. They're fundamentally the same. and that's not to say that they're strictly fungible, but the differences between any given PFP project are pretty negligible, frankly. The next stage for all of this is games. Games will onboard the most people to Web3 out of any medium, art, music, movies, and games. Games is going to blow it away. And that doesn't mean that any given project needs to have 1 billion users or something, some crazy number. But I think a lot of these games or a lot of these projects could be capable of, of a decent business, So, I'm hoping more of that happens.
Yeah. Yeah. What's the biggest thing, your biggest takeaway so far in the year that we've spent from podcast to podcast? What's one of the biggest takeaways that you've had?
God, there's so many. I would just say that my biggest takeaway has been to rely on your team, to trust your team. If you can attract the right people for the right positions, you can do anything. And to just also be grateful for wherever you're at. Because, at the very beginning, it was really just me doing art, and I got very lucky, and people liked what I was doing, so I was able to scale. So I've tried to do that very carefully the whole way. And, and even where we're at right now, I'm just very grateful for where we're at. And, I'm going to continue doing the same thing, just trying to scale carefully and trying to make it, a long-term sustainable thing. So, that's my biggest takeaway, is just to attract the right people, based on, your values and sort of how you want to build things, and then empower them to do what they need to do. And you can move mountains, baby.
You guys have merch?
Oh, we do. We have some merch. Yeah. What's the link for it though? Let me see if I can find it. It's like, here we go. Yeah. If you go to store.streamelements.com
Nice.
/Cardania_2021, you can get yourself all sorts of stuff. I love the mug. Here you go. This is a Cardania mug right there.
Yeah.
Get yourself a t-shirt. There's mouse pads. That t-shirt's great. I have that.
What's
the
one right by the other mug?
Not the no additional utility.
Not the prismatic, but the Cardania one. It was like for 16, I think, to the right, underneath the black t-shirt.
Oh, underneath the black t-shirt. This is the mouse pad, the Cardania mouse pad.
Oh, that's a mouse pad?
Yeah.
You know what? You guys should do that. Okay, here's the thing. Now just hear me out, okay? This is going to be a shot. But to me, that looks almost like it would be a good neck rest for like an airplane. You know what I'm saying?
I kind of would, yeah.
Let's go.
Get a Cardania neck rest.
Right. You can get the
Someone find
pad,
me a neck rest company. I need to find a neck rest company. We'll custom print it up.
Yeah. You got it.
I love it. I love that idea.
You got it. No, but yeah, like it has been great to see you like grow and stuff like that. It's good to see that you're still having like a good time in the space. I think that's refreshing to see, instead of it being like, I'm not, yeah, kind of being a bummer. Now your partner, are they all on board with you? Like, they support you 100%?
Like my spouse?
Yeah.
Oh yeah. She knows I'm a lunatic. Yeah, I've been a lunatic for a long time. So she's
on board. She's on board.
Yeah, she knew what she was getting on. She knew what she was signing up for. No, she's so dude, she's so happy. Yeah, I just I mean, that's another thing. Actually, I have a really good work-life balance. And I basically I get to spend a lot of time with my family, which I just love. It's so much fun. And then I get to spend my other time in Cardania, and I literally couldn't ask for a better job, a better existence. So, again, I just come at all this with gratitude. Before NFTs, before Cardano, I was doing digital art, I was doing games and stuff, but it just wasn't making any money. So, I was having to just work for sort of the corporate world as sort of a lot of creatives do. And I have been very fortunate with Cardano, and hopefully I can give that back in as many ways as possible by giving back to our community and giving back to Cardano in general, and just making a rad destination for everybody to kind of hang out at.
Yeah, like I'm all on board for it. So I'll do some work. I'm gonna have to do some work, move in and out of stuff, and then do some work. So yeah, I'm looking forward to it. I don't know. I feel like we should end it just for Nick. It seems like he's going through a painful process right now.
He's trying his best.
Can y'all even hear me? Can you hear me this time?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, it was a little delay, but yeah.
I went for a long walk and I found a better, higher up elevation. So I have like a little reception here, but it's very cold and raining, but I don't care. I'll suck it up. It's worth it. Y'all been putting in work and I appreciate y'all.
No, so no, I love it. I could talk about this stuff for a long time. I mean, obviously, I'm a big fan. Like I'm a supporter of Cardania. I feel like you guys, Phoenix Arena, are two people that like I really look forward to seeing what's going on. Phoenix Arena has got stuff coming out, I guess, pretty soon. They dropped their like 3 different ones. They did the Max, the Diver, and now the Fluffy. And
yeah,
so
they just have I think their game demos out as well. Their arena game demo just dropped, I think, a couple weeks ago.
I tried to get in. I could not get in the demo. So unfortunately, I could not be like a beta tester or anything like that. So whatever, it's fine.
Yeah. Now Phoenix Arena they're a great team. I'm stoked. Apex and I forget the other partner's name, but Apex and them are they're great people.
Yeah, Apex is generally the one that speaks to me probably the most. So yeah, I feel like I feel like you guys are the 2 like gaming ones, and maybe Goombles that I can kind of like get behind. More so with Cardania being the way that it is. It's very interesting. Harvesting resources, battling, other things like that. It feels good. Like I've done dumber shit on cell phones before. So
yeah,
this is actually worth some shit. I feel like it's worth time.
I do. Yeah. I've had some DGens ask me like, well, why should I? I'm like, well, look, you've definitely bought into dumber stuff than this. I guarantee you. This does have you. I believe we have the most actual utility in the space at the moment. I think the Nexus is the most advanced sort of Web3 hub in the space at the moment, at least on the gaming side. And frankly, I think Epic Wars may have the most concurrent users on Cardano at the moment, of sort of like an ongoing basis. I don't know for sure, but I think if we're not the top, I think we're close. So, it's exciting.
Yeah, very exciting. I don't even know if Nick's still there. He went to higher elevation.
He looks happy though, wherever he's at.
He does look happy.
Yeah.
But like, okay, so I don't know if this is still going to be live once Nick is still here.
All right, can you hear me?
Yes.
Oh, there he is.
So this is the way that it's going to work. Whenever you guys are ready, you can do the outro, and whenever I hear it, which may be delayed, I don't know, then I will hit end.
Okay. So on that note, everybody, remember to go outside, see your family, see your friends. We're here to make money so we can spend more time with them. Until next time, peace.